Good morning. I didn't see the game in the week, but I did read that the manager, I think, read the riot act as how newspapers describe things. He said that he thinks that's the loudest he's been with them. What did you make of the aftermath?
Reflecting on it, it was probably just a 20-30 minute spell that we didn't play to our best. We sort of suffered a little bit in midfield, the second balls, picking up them sort of types of them types of areas that we could, we got into, and we just didn't. Obviously, then we lose possession, and then we were then obviously struggling. But reflecting back on it, that's how it seemed to me. And then for the rest of the part of the game, we were knocking on a door, but really couldn't just find that leveler. But when you go 1-0 down in this league, it's always tough. So we gave ourselves a mountain to climb from a set piece, which we knew that they would be quite strong. They got really lucky in that respect with the goal. And then obviously we just couldn't get an equaliser. But they gave it a good go second half, which was what we wanted. But again, we just gave themselves a mountain to climb. That was all.
Sounds like the players had a talking to after the game, though. Will the manager's words have sunk in, or what's the reaction been since?
Training was good on Wednesday. They had a tough day, the ones that didn't play. We're going to go through stuff today with him as well. So it's, we just got to try and, I'm not saying put it to bed, but, we've lost at home. It's not the end of the world, but, we got to look to get back on track. And that's all we're looking forward to, really, and looking focused towards Saturday and against Walsall. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't want to dwell on it too long. We've got to learn from it, but we got a big game coming up now. We said we had a start of the three big weeks, really, with 4 out of 5 home games, which we're normally really quite strong at home. So that disappointment hopefully will be the catalyst to us getting back on track.
And Walsall, the visitors, with a very familiar captain in their ranks, Josh Labadie returning. How's that going to be for you, seeing him playing for someone else against your club?
Well, he won't be playing. He's suspended.
Oh, is he? I'll get my coat.
He picked up a 3-game ban, so yeah, I won't be seeing him. I doubt he'd be there.
He won't. Oh, there we are. All right then.
It would have been good to see him, but he's not involved.
Let me ask you this one then: are you glad that Josh Labadie won't be playing?
I don't know, really. I don't really look at it like that. Labs was great for us. He had that side to him that he fitted in well here. He was captain. He'd scored goals. He was a big plus for us. So yeah, I'm probably glad he's not playing. But we do know all about him, and it's not about Labs. It's not about us. It's about us just trying to get back to winning ways, from as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
And you mentioned 4 out of 5 home games. You've got the fans back there. How were the players and the staff enjoying that?
I think it's been different this year, in a few ways that I think it's had an effect on the style of football. A real big impact on that. I think the league is going back to type. So it's like League 2 football was very well known as being quite direct, quite physical. You need your men, them kind of scenarios. And I think now with fans back in the building, where it's getting back to normal, that the league is actually coming back to being typical again. And I think that's where, last year with no fans, we were, players were able to try things a little bit more. We're a bit more risky, playing through midfield, etc., and playing out from the back. But you're not really seeing that this year. So that's been the biggest thing for me. And obviously, when you're losing, it's had an influence on referees' decisions, etc. I was talked about a few weeks ago, and it's just part and parcel of football. You just got to get used to it again. But it's great to have them back in the building. It's when you're winning, it's great. When you're losing, it's not so good.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? But you really do think that they do kind of change the players' approach, I guess, on the pitch.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, sort of just said he's just it's had that influence on players and what they do and how they, they're human at the end of the day, and where and they just maybe just don't want to take that extra risk, because obviously is that pressure, peer pressure, whatever it may be, or they got family in the crowd now and they don't want to be making mistakes, and so it's great to have him back in. That's all.
Is there anything you can do as staff about that, though, to say to the players, don't worry about it, ignore them?
Yeah, we have done. It's just you just need to win football matches. You need to give them something to focus on. You need to give them, our fans are notorious for getting behind us. They're brilliant at it. So they make it uncomfortable with the opposition. We've not had that yet. Or not what I've seen anyway. We've had 2 games at home in the league. So it's that, we've not got going yet at home. And I think it's because we haven't been here. We haven't played a lot at home. We know it feels still strange to be even going there. The change rooms are all new. It's like we haven't got used to it yet as being our home. But it will come, and we know what the fans, what difference they make, and we just need them to get behind us. That's it. Simple as that.
Brill, thank you. I'll go and do some more research ahead of the game.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, wait, in terms of that, because the fans love in League Two is after being away for so long. I guess they love the blood and thunder, don't they? That's part of it. But it's resisting. It's almost brave to get it down, isn't it? And just probe away. It's
totally agree. Yeah, we had that last year. With our style of play was so much different, and it's not that we haven't got the players capable of doing it this year. I just think it's we're a scout for teams now. It's not, things haven't changed as when Newport were the underdogs. We've been we're victims of our own success as such. You see that with Southampton. So, it's a compliment in a way, and it's something that we want to, we want to make Newport a fortress, which we have done in the years gone by, and we will again this year without a doubt. So, just being a little bit braver in possession, it could be part of the process for us. But it's still a bigger picture of how we want to play. How we got new players gelling, we got new players coming in. We had a bit of a younger side in midweek, so it's all balancing it all up really to make sure that we fundamentally we play well and try and get 3 points and see what's achievable.
Is there any news on Scott? How's he?
Benno's, I don't know the time frame on Benno, but he won't be fit for Saturday. No.
When a player leaves that way, I presume it's long term. Is that fair to say?
I'm fearing it is long term, but I don't know the scale of it just yet. Yeah. I know that he's fractured his 3rd metatarsal or something. So, but I don't know the logistics around that one. They were waiting on a scan report for his ligament damage. So, if that is added to it, it then affects obviously his length out. But yeah, not good. He's been really important for us this year in 2 areas of defence and midfield. But he's a tough cookie. He'll come back and just sort of we're gonna have to do things without him.
He's just he's not underrated because he's very highly rated by everyone he sees. But you know what I mean. He sort of goes about his business in a just under the radar. He's not flashy, but he's so important to what
he's so effective in what he does. He covers a lot of ground. He's such a great lad as well to have around the place. He's low maintenance, as in his character, but you know what you're going to get with Benno. You're going to get that 100% commitment from him, and I've not seen him back on how he's done it, but it just looks like he might have just landed awkwardly, and it's just a bad luck one really. But yeah, he'd be a big miss.
It's same in all sports though. You've got to look to the next opportunity for someone else, isn't it? That's the way it's got to be.
That's why we got a squad. There's other people that come on. So we didn't have Ed in midweek as well. So we want to get Ed back in, and Chris Missalou. Obviously we have Matty Dolan as well that can play in there. We've got a number of options. But yeah, we'll miss Benno fundamentally.
Sorry, Ed back from the sickness. All good. Josh Labadie's not playing, but Cameron Norman is. What's how good an impact has he had since coming from Walsall?
Same again, really. He's pretty much been part of the starting 11 from pre-season. I've liked what I've seen of him so far. He's been energetic in what he does. Whether he's been wing back or full back for us in certain shapes that we've played. He contributed with a brilliant ball in at Harrogate last week for Robbie's goal. He's got the long throw as well, which is an addition. So we've been able to free up Mickey to go and attack things. So that's added a different dimension to us. I think he's settled in quite well. So that's a real positive for us. And obviously he's got his mate here, Clarkey, and they'll both be looking hopefully put one over on their old club.
He had a big boost to Phil, didn't he? Because Sheppy was so influential in a different sort of player, probably, but
they're two good Football League right backs, and they can both do that wing back role as well as a full back role, So yeah, both different types of player, but both seem to have slotted in well at Newport.
Finally, for me, it's Walsall. What about that very different side to last year? It seems from the outside, anyway. Yeah,
he's had to do a bit of a rebuilding job there, hasn't he? He's signed some decent players through the summer. That's all I can say. I'll focus on them as I do with everybody else, that we want to win, and they're going to have a tricky time when they come to us. Simple as that. They won't like coming to us. A lot of the players that he's brought in have, been at other League Two teams, and they know how tough it is to win at Rodney Parade. So I'm sure he'll do his own work on us, like he will. But we're looking for a reaction really from our players. So that's the main thing for me. We want to put Tuesday to bed, and we want to focus on us getting back to winning ways.
Good stuff. Cheers, mate. I enjoyed that. Bit of background with the Mannix on in the background. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Thanks. Hi, Wayne. Can I just ask one question, building on Chris's point about, you said teams are going back to sort of the old, more direct way. We all know that County are trying to pass the ball. Sorry. How brave do you have to be as coaching staff when results maybe aren't going your way to try and stick to that formula? Because I'm guessing that you won't want to go away from it just because a couple of results have gone against you.
No, that it's been a case of just focus on what we do, and that's not changed. So whether we have a defeat, it still won't. My principles or our principles won't change just because of that. It may be it's just the personnel that are going around it. We'll look at things of how we're going to start the lineup, for instance, what shape will be, or we'll look at things like that. That's what's been here for a little while now. We've been able to adapt. We've been able to go to a 4, go to a 3, whatever it may be. So we've got fundamentals in both processes that what we, you know, obviously in how we start the game. You know, goals change games. So obviously, for instance, Tuesday, because we go 1-0 down, that has a different impact on you. So it's about us possibly just trying to get our heads in front on Saturday, start the game well, which I thought we did on Tuesday. Said at the beginning of the interviews about us maybe picking up them second balls a lot better, and hopefully having Ed back in there to do that will be a key to us actually then building a little bit better and in us trying to play through midfield, etc. So yeah, certain personnel changes will obviously help to that, and it's a case of we want to start the game well, but fundamentally, you know, we want to get back to winning ways, which I've said. Sometimes the results don't always marry up to what, you know, how well you play. I thought we played some really good stuff second half, and we did, you know, we just, like we said, just couldn't get the goal. But, you know, on a different day, you know, a few of the chances would have gone in, or a little bit more lady luck in front of goal will help towards that as well. But yeah, focusing on what we do, you know, sticking to that is the key, and that won't be that hard to do. That's something we've done for a long time here.
Okay, thank you for your time. Cheers.
No worries. Thanks, Alex.